you ever wondered why certain foods taste so good together? You probably haven't, and probably don't want to.
But don't worry, because we're going to save you the trouble.
So let's start with the basics.
You may have seen this image before.
This is called the tongue map. It shows how scientists used to think taste worked.
It shows how each different part of the tongue senses a different of the 5 taste sensations.
The 5 taste sensations are bitter,
Salty,
sour,
sweet,
and umami. Scientists now know that any tastes can be picked up by any part of the tongue, and some parts of the tongue are more sensitive to certain tastes.
However, this is not how you actually taste things.
When you eat a food, that food releases molecules known as tastants or taste molecules. As the tastants get released, they are sensed by taste buds in your mouth as well as different senses in your throat.
These tastants then react with different proteins and ions on the surface of the taste buds.
Once this reaction occurs, a chemical signal is able to travel to your brain where each type of taste sensation is identified.
It then knows what it has eaten and what it hasn't. But taste isn't everything. You know the expression that half of the taste is in the smell?
Yes, I have, Quentin. Yes, I have.
Well, it turns out that through chemistry, we found out that that's true.
Smell, otherwise known as the olfactory system, relies on chemical reactions to send signals to your brain.
So that means when you're smelling something, you're actually just inhaling volatile compounds into your nasal passage.
A volatile compound, or odorant, is a loose molecule located on the surface of a food.
These molecules have more energy than most, so when they get hit by other molecules, they get dislodged from the substance and float up into the air. These become essentially gas, and then you can inhale them into your nose.
Many substances contain a large amount of volatile compounds, but many don't, like metal, which is why they don't give off strong smells.
In order for you to detect these volatile compounds, they have to fit into a smell receptor, much like a key fits into a lock.
Each volatile compound has its own unique shape, which is why it only fits into one receptor.
Different isomers have different shapes, so they fit into different locks, which means they smell completely different.
For example, spearmint and caraway both contain C10H14O, or carbone, but they each contain different isomers of that chemical, which is why they give off completely different smells.
So remember, volatile compounds are important for smell, and smell is important for taste.
It turns out that your tongue can only distinguish between 5 main taste sensations, whereas your nose can process around 10,000 different scents. Some concentrations can actually stimulate your nose 1,000 times more than your tongue.
The actual percentage of flavor that is recognized by taste is only 20%. The other 80% of flavor comes from the nose.
Because of this, when 2 foods contain high amounts of the same volatile compound, the flavors complement each other, making them taste better as a pair.
One of the most popular food combinations in the entire world is peanut butter and jelly. So what makes this combination taste so darn good?
The reason peanut butter and jelly tastes so good together is because one of the main volatile compounds in both peanut butter and jelly is Z3-hexanol, a leaf aldehyde found in many nuts and fruits. This compound has a fresh, leafy odor.
So we decided to test our knowledge and create our own food combination based on volatile compounds.
By looking at research, we found that both strawberries and eggs contain large amounts of stearine, a clean odorant with a sweet smell, and toluene, which has a chemical acidic odor.
So let's start cooking!
Eggs and jam taste good.
But with advanced chemical food pairing, we can discover tons more scrumptious recipes. And this is just the beginning. Who knows, in 20 years, you could be eating jam and eggs for every breakfast.